Hello everybody, Carnage97 Productions here, and today I will be going over the Fnaf Security Breach plushies that I've modified. Now for those of you who don't know, or just didn't see the video, I made a video a while back talking about the Fnaf Security Breach plushies and what they could have done to make them look even more realistic while making as little changes as possible. So, we're going to go over, since Security Breach came out last year, I'm going to go ahead and go over what changes I've made to make them look more accurate, starting from Monty and ending at Vanny. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start by the one that, in my opinion, needed the least changes done to them. So, we'll start off with Monty. Now, as you can tell, before we get into reviewing like the certain differences in between each character, I just like to say that every character needed a shoulder pad and these little bracelets, okay? So, we're not going to be counting that as part of it. Every single glam rock didn't have one, even though it's in their design. The only one who didn't have it was Vanny. So, not counting this as, I'm just bringing it up once so you know that. And other than that, if we're not counting this, all he needed was a stripe on his tail, because his tail is striped. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe he would have had a 3D mohawk, but other than that, yeah. All it would really need is a stripe on its his tail, because look at that. It's not very big. It's not a big difference, but you can still see a difference. There is still a difference. You can tell there's a difference, even though it's not that big. All right, so next up we have Chica. Now, as you can also see, very little was done. There was very little they could have done to make her look nice. All they needed to do was add earrings and a little bit of lipstick to her beak. So like I said, not a big difference, but it didn't take much to do this, but there's still a big difference. Not really much to say, since these two were actually the ones that took the least amount of time to make look like they're supposed to. Next up, we have the main memed boy himself, Glamrock Freddy Fazbear. Now, he took a little bit more work than them, simply because, not only because of the stripe that was missing, the little indentation for his stomach hatch, the teeth, but also because a bit of his face makeup was missing. Because if anyone knows, as you can see, they cut off the face makeup when it's supposed to go like that. Like this right here, see? And they, for some reason, didn't put the stripe on his hat or put his earring on, which I find weird. But yeah, there's Glamrock Freddy. Now, second to last, we have Roxanne Wolf. Now, the moment you take a look at her, you can tell a difference, because most of the details that were missing were on her face. Like you can see, her lipstick and her face marks, and her earrings and ear piercings. So yeah, like I said, not much has to be done to them to make them look more game accurate. Not really. Now for the last but not least, certainly not least, Vanny. Now you can tell the biggest difference with Vanny. I kind of went overboard with doing the stitches with a Sharpie. As you can also see, I made her bow tie, because in-game, her bow tie has little bits of blue fabric, like her bow. I should have the right color shade matching. But other than that, there are other simple details they could have put, like whiskers and her mouth. Because one of the things you need to know about Vanny is basically, she's wearing a bunny costume. Hence the name, Vanny, Vanessa Bunny, Vanny. So, she obviously has this over-exaggerated smile on the costume. And also, one other detail, the tail. Literally, just a giant pom-pom I hot glued to it. So, yeah, as you can see, the only reason I put it last is because it's like the biggest difference of all. So yeah, that was my video talking about the Fnaf Security Breach plushies I modified, and how Funko could have done just a little bit of work, other than Vanny, I got carried away with her, just to make them look all the more better. So, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed, and hey, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and tell me what you thought of it in the comments down below, and since you're down there, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and never miss an upload. It's Carnage97 Production Guy. I'll see you real soon, guys.